Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be dropping a review on this book right here, The World After the Fall. So this is a manhwa. Basically, it's kind of like your traditional manga, but it's in color. Let's do a quick overview of the book so we can see the build and the cover and so forth. And then we'll get to the review. Okay, here's the cover of the book. Now what I like here is you see it's all glossy. Like, see how it's glossy? But then when you get to the character itself, he's not glossy. This is matte finish. Then this side over here is glossy again. So that's the cover. There's the writers, artists, and so forth. The back of the book, you have the same thing going, where this is glossy, as you can see right there. But then the rest of it is a matte finish. It's $20 book cover price. I like that the artwork right here. And I just like that whole thing. It's simplistic, where this goes glossy and this goes matte finish. It's a simplistic thing, but it adds a lot to the book, right? It gives it some character, gives it some flair, like its own unique style and so forth. So yeah, I was a fan of the design in general. And for those of you spine watchers, that's the spine. So that's what's going to be showing on your bookshelf. Okay, so when you open the book, immediately on the first page, it's right here, it's in color, as you can see. That's the artwork, and that's the color you're going to get it through the whole book. The whole book is in color. Here you get the table of contents. Love this. I always like books to have a table of contents. Usually manga, they go about 5 or 6 chapters. This actually goes 10 per book, so meaning the chapters are a little bit shorter, or actually the book is 260 pages. On the manga, they're usually around 200 or 180. Now, a thing I really like, this is always good to have the table of contents, and here the story starts. Now, one thing I really like about this book is that at the end here, it gives you this. It says glossary, and it shows you this, like chaos. Then it gives you an explanation of what chaos means. Then it says the great realm. Here's a picture of it. Then it gives you an explanation of that. Adaption and so forth, right? So this really helps to give you an understanding of this world. And I'll get into that once we drop the review right now. Okay, so what is this story about? So it's I believe it's an isekai. It's kind of like a video game leveling up system. So I was like, okay, these stories seem to usually be about a character that's kind of weak and depowered, and over the course of the story, he'll get more powers and more, like a video game, right? You'll get more powers and more powers because the levels become more difficult. So you get more weapons and more powerful weapons and magic spells and whatnot, right? Armor. So there's a little bit of that in this, but it takes a twist about halfway through the book, and it becomes something I wasn't really expecting, and not in a bad way. It was pretty good. It became almost more like a psychological thriller, if you will, and that was pretty good. I thought it was kind of neat, like what they did here. So there's gonna be some spoilers here, guys. So be careful. I am gonna give away some key plot points, but I want to talk about them. I have to give them away so that I could talk about them, right, and explain to you why I like them and so forth. So the world as we know it is starting to go downhill, and it's going downhill in a hurry, right? So it's kind of like an apocalypse going down. There's demons and so forth coming through this portal. So other humans are like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. And this big colossal tower appears. They're like, you're only somehow this tower, if you go in the tower, you can fight off some monsters here, and I think at the top of the tower it'll be the main demon or whatever, right? So a lot of the humans are like, let's get together, build an army, let's go in this tower and get this guy, right? We either do that or we just give up and the world's over, right? So it's worth trying at least to save the world, right? That's what we're at in the story in the beginning. That's what they lead you to believe. And we have our main character kind of leading the charge. Is this guy named Jae-hwan, or J1, right? It's our main character, real likable character. I enjoyed him. I was digging him. He's in this world with a bunch of demons and so forth, so you're underpowered at first. He just has sword skills. That's all he knows how to fight with a sword. That's not going to be nearly enough, right, to fight off hundreds and hundreds of monsters and levels, because the tower goes 100 floors. You're going to have to go through each floor. It's like a new level. He goes with a bunch of people into this tower, and there's this tricky situation that as you're going farther and farther up the tower, more and more of your comrades are dying, right? Because it's war. War's ugly. People die, right? So that's how it's going. And they get to a certain part in the stages where they're each offered this stone. Now, this stone is said to be that the power of the stone is look, you will go back in time to when you first came into the tower. And you'll still have all the knowledge. You'll know all the monsters. You'll know how to pass the levels. But you'll be back at the beginning, but without the knowledge of having done this already. So you have the experience. And all your friends will be alive again. So people can't resist this stone. They're like, I could start over. And now that I'll be better at it, right? Because I've already experienced this. So they're thinking I could come back. My friends will be here. I could save some of them, right? Because we'll change the course of history, basically. So this is where everybody gets bamboozled. Because it turns out, big spoiler here. If you don't want to hear this, fast forward a little. But it turns out this stone is tricking everybody. Because when you get it, it doesn't really send you back in time. What does it do then, right? Well, you're asking like, what is the stone for then? Okay, what it really does is when people take this stone, they get trapped in between realms, kind of like purgatory, right? So they're just stuck in nowhere. So it's basically like they're in a coma, even though they're not, right? They're just in a stasis. So when Jaquan gets to this part, to this like floor or whatever, he's like, hey, I'm the only one that, very few made it. I'm the only one here. Like, where's everybody else at? He thinks nobody else made it and he's just the top soldier. Turns out other people did make it, but they couldn't resist this stone. So there's this guy, this demon called the Beast Star or the Lion Star. Let me see his name here. Anyways, this demon tells them, hey, you want to take this stone and start over, and you'll start with all your upgrades of your swords, of your armor, everything, and you'll be in the beginning with all your friends again. Isn't that a sweet deal that you'll pass through these levels like nothing? And he's like, no, I'm already where I'm at. I want to keep going through. I don't want to start all over from the beginning. He's like, I'm already at level 99 and there's only 100 levels. And the demon's like, are you sure? And this is where it gets crazy and it totally got me off guard. Basically this demon is like a play on the devil, right? And he's trying to make you the offer. You know how the devil always offers you something, he always offers you something that sounds sweet, but in hindsight, it's always some type of trickery, right? Some type of shenanigan. So the demon is telling them, oh, this is better if you accept this deal. Why would you want to fight me? He's like, nah, you're the fight. I want to go through you so I could get to the end of the tower or whatever. Shit got real crazy here. I really like where it was going because this demon, he's getting so frustrated because he's trying to get Jaquan, our main character, to do what he says, and he can't get him to do what he wants. And he obviously wants him to do stuff that he doesn't have the power to do itself. So he's trying to get somebody else to do it, right? And he can't get him to do it. Why he's not able to do it himself, or why he wants Jaquan to specifically do it, we have no idea. Might explain it in volume 2, or it might have explained it at the end of volume 1. I don't remember. But either way, if I did remember, I wouldn't explain it to you right here because I want you to read this book. I don't want to, that seems to be a big part that I don't want to spoil for you, right? So that you could read it and see what happens. Why is this going on? Why does he have to be the one to get this stone or whatever the lion wants him to do, right? So I thought it was very fun. The first half was a lot of by the numbers, cookie cutter action. Fight one boss, fight one demon, power up. Fight one demon, power up. And I was kind of like, I've seen this before. But then it took this twist that I really enjoyed. I was like, all right, it felt like refreshing, right? I was like, okay, it's different from the books or cartoons I've seen where they're stuck in a video game and it's all about just leveling. I've never really gone through any of them more than 4 or 5 episodes, so maybe they change as the series go as well. But this one, it did it a lot earlier on in the first volume, right? So it kept me engaged in wanting to keep reading the rest of the volumes, right? The artwork was phenomenal. Like I said, it looked like I was seeing artwork in an anime on television. It looked high def with the way the colors were. It looks like if it was high def coming at me, and the way the panel movement and panel layouts, they were simplistic, yet they looked like a cartoon on screen. So I was like, oh wow, like this, the way they're doing this, it's almost like this artist or this company is built to draw anime on television more than a manhwa, right? So I thought that was a nice touch, very interesting, and I really liked the way the artwork flowed and so forth. Dialogue was solid. Our main character, he was likable. I really enjoyed him. He was like a never quit guy. Like, the world is worth saving. Let's not just go back to another realm or travel back in time. This is where we're at. Let's fix it. And so I enjoyed his he felt very empowering, you know, like I'm not gonna just give up on our universe or our timeline or whatever, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, we just start over from the beginning. He was like, oh, that's like quitting or whatever, right? So that was I kind of like that approach he took. It's pretty interesting, and I like at the end of the book it shows you this like it says glossary, and it shows you different realms and different worlds, and it explains what each thing is, right? Weapons and so forth, kind of like bonus material or extras, which really help because it kind of helps you get a better understanding of this world or this video game or whatever they're in, right? So yeah, this was really enjoyable. If you guys have read this before, let me know in the comment section down below. What grade would you give it, and what's your opinion on it? What did you like or disliked about it? Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you hit that like button. Really helps out the channel. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way it'll notify you on your feed every time a new video drops. A lot of manga reviews here, so you like manga and you like hearing people talk about their takes on manga you've read, or introducing a new manga to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button like I said. And other than that, I just see you guys next time.